What's going on, poor fans? Welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we're going to be reviewing Friday night's big 27-point win over the Pies for round 19. A great job by Port Adelaide to get the win for Boak's 300th. It was a special night. It was a special game of football. It was a very interesting game of footy, in fact, between the two teams. But overall, the right result happened and we got the job done. And it was a great night, actually. We had the live stream as well, which was very, very good. And thank you for everyone that joined in on the live stream too. That was very fun, and I look forward to doing that again soon. But let's review this game because it was a massive one. It's Friday night footy and Port Adelaide banked the points. Well, the game itself was pretty Port Adelaide-like, wasn't it? It was one good quarter of football in the second quarter. The first quarter was a bit of a slow start, but we sort of eased our way into it. And then the third quarter, we let Collingwood back in the game, but somehow won the third quarter. And then the last quarter, we gave them a sniff, but in the end, we ended up winning the corner anyway and ran away with it. And it was a solid win. I don't think it was anything special. Like, if this wasn't a Boak 300 celebration, I think we'd be looking at this game and pretty similar sort of talking points that was probably not a top four side, even though we're in there by a game, and you know, all these different talking points that are coming out from fans and from media personnel and everything like that, including myself. You know, there's still some doubt there, but with the Boak celebration, I think overall we were just happy to get the win. And I just want to point out something as well, that for anyone that was judging the performance harshly and critically for the way we played, just in response to that, I understand, but I also believe that this week's, and especially the last 2 weeks, and what we've been through with injuries and all of that, and constant travel exemptions and chaos and everything that's happened. You know, last week St Kilda with a B-grade side, and then to come in with this trio of Dersma Butters and Rosie, who was serviceable last night, to come into this game with, you know, 1 minute you not know what's happening, 1 minute you do know what's happening, 1 minute you're flying to Melbourne, 1 minute you're not, 1 minute you're playing a showdown, 1 minute you're this and that, and in the end you only have one training session, you've had not a lot of sleep, you've been locked down for the majority of the week. And for us, I think a bit of fatigue obviously set in, but the way we carried ourselves professionally and to get the 4 points, it was business-like, and it's what you would expect a top four side to do. But just the overall week would have been overwhelming for so many players, for all the youngsters, and you know, for Boak's 300, the celebration should have been a lot bigger, should have been at home in front of the fans. But obviously with the whole COVID situation happening at the moment in South Australia, it's not been pleasant at all. So put that into your account when you're thinking about this game overall, because the preparation was poor. We didn't have a great opportunity to train much. We had a captain's run Thursday, main training session Wednesday. We would have had a recovery last week. But overall, we haven't had much time moving around and living, the players living their lives, really, and that can be a massive interruption. So I'm giving this a special tick because, you know, the celebration of Boak and also the poor preparation we've had, you know, sitting in an airport, not sitting in an airport, and all of this crazy stuff that's been happening. Full credit to Port Adelaide for getting the job done, because I could not, you know, mentally that would take its toll. Physically, it would be demanding, and you know, it's not the great preparation. So we should be thankful that we went over there, got the job done for Boakey, who had a fantastic night. He was 30 touches. He kicked a point which I wish was a goal, because I would have gone off my rocket. But he had 7 clearances, 7 score involvements, and it was a Boak performance. You know, him in the midfield, Willem Drew was absolutely phenomenal in the second half, in particular the way he was, you know, pressurising around the contest. He had like 14 touches, I think, or something in the third quarter. He was just instrumental. Ollie Wines went to Taylor Adams, who was giving us a bit of a headache in there, and Ollie was very good as well. Probably gets a vote throughout that. And yeah, as I said, Boak, you know, the 3-man trio in the midfield were just awesome throughout the night, and they really stood up when the game was starting to get onto Collingwood's terms. And we were pretty good across the board. I think defensively we probably still need a bit of work when it comes to centre clearances and stuff like that. We're not structured okay, and around the ground we were just bullied a little bit around those centre clearances. But when we got the game onto our terms, we started to win those clearances, started to win those half contests, and I thought some players like Power Pepper were very, very good in those half contests. Riley Bonner's game last night was very good. And I thought Carl Amon was very good. And Ryan Burton, DBJ were very good in the first half. And one in particular that I thought stood out, and it's probably unlucky not to get in the top 3, is Dan Houston. I thought his game was very impressive. And it's great that he got to play his own game. That's what I took away from it. So, with Dersma, Roseby and Butters coming into the side, Dersma goes back onto the wing. Rosie's playing that half forward into the midfield role. Butters doing the same thing. And Houston doesn't have to play across half back because DBJ and Burton are there. And we've got Aliir, we've got Jonas, and then Mackenzie as well. They're all complementing each other. Houston running off the half back line and into the midfield. And he's getting those link-up players, getting those handball receives. And when he's doing that, he's so damaging. You saw that in the second quarter. He had 4 or 5 of them. He kicked a goal, kicked a point, set up Todd Marshall's goal, set up a couple of others as well. Zach Butters took a mark from his kick. And it was just those little plays that he set up throughout that quarter. He had like 14 touches to halftime. Like, that was so impressive from his point of view because he's probably hasn't done that as much as we would like throughout the year. And for me, that when he's doing that, we're a very, very good side. We're very hard to beat when we're getting those link-up plays and handball receives using the corridor. And that second quarter showcased that. And I've been mentioning it throughout the whole year. We play one good quarter of football where we're at 100% throttle, and that was the second quarter. And we pretty much demolish teams and ruin any chance they have of winning, because when we have that quarter, there's no coming back because we go back into third or second gear and just coast through. We sort of did that last night again. The last quarter was pretty good to watch, actually. We were very good defensively, and overall our performance was probably a 6.5, 7 out of 10. Nothing major, but you get these wins, you do the job, and you're well placed now. Like, you've got 4 games to go. We play the Giants, the Crows, Carlton, and the Bulldogs. If you can win all 4 of those, then I definitely think top 4, top 2 possibly. You grab a scalp like the Bulldogs, and you go into the week off with massive confidence, and you just reset and you go from there. So it's all important, these wins, and we just continue to keep ticking them along. And to have an 8-day break now, we get Fantasia back next week, Robbie Gray the week after in a showdown. It's just crucial that we have these opportunities, and I look forward to seeing what else we can produce, because it's deserved after a hectic week that we've had. I did want to mention Todd Marshall's game because the way we've been playing at the moment, the 4 tools, Pete Ladham's playing that second ruck, deep forward role, and then Georgiades sort of floating around, climbing over everyone, and Charlie Dixon's game was instrumental last night, and I'll get to him in a sec. But Todd Marshall's game, we've been critical of him and his performances. I thought his impact on the contest was very good. I thought the way he could give us a higher up target, and his pressure on the ground was really good as well, and to kick 2 goals crucially in those stages where we needed them, I thought that was very handy, and he stood up and he was just able to continually pressure the contest, and that's not something he's done a lot of late, but he's definitely been able to attack the contest a lot more, both in the air, on the ground, and last night's performance was probably one of his better performances for the year, so it definitely gets him selected next week. But I just want to see more of that. If we can get more of that, if he can kick his 2 goals and do those things, I think the people that are criticising him, which we're majority are, I'll put my hand up as well, will be able to silence that a bit. And if he's kicking 2 goals a game, and you've got players like Georgiades maybe kicking 1 or 2, Ladham's popped up with 3, and he was very good, and taking contested marks as well, which is great from the big man, and moving really well around the ground too, which was awesome. And then Charlie's kicking his 4 goals. If Charlie's kicking 4 goals, we're winning games of football. And he got the rub of the green last night with a few free kicks. Probably shouldn't have gone his way, but he did. And I said that on the stream. He kicked 2 points that were absolute sitters that he should have won. Should have kicked, sorry. And he gets holding the ball right on the boundary line and kicks it. Like, that's immense how that happens. So well done to Charlie, well done to our tall forwards, well done to everyone last night. It was a very good win. I was very happy with the result, and to celebrate Trav Boak, who we've mentioned all week. We've celebrated him. We've done everything we could to make him feel special and feel recognised, and I know he would feel the same. And to recognise a legend of the club in the AFL, 300 games is no joke. So well done to Travis Boak. He's been phenomenal. 300 games, played well last night, and Yeah, it's good to get the win on Friday night footy, and we move into the 8-day break now. Well, that's my review, Port fans, of Port Adelaide versus Collingwood. 27 points, great result. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the game overall. And thank you again for everyone that joined in the stream. We're pretty close to 4,000 subscribers, so if you haven't already, make sure you jump on and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, hopefully you stay safe during this lockdown. My name is Anthony, and as always, come the pair.